Okay, guys, we're ready to go live. And Kitty, do you want to introduce everybody?
Hello, everybody. I'm Kitty Cooper, and I'm here with Steve Sanborn, who is the husband of one of our players, Carrie, so can give us much insight into what she plays. He was our captain in the Venice Cup in 1995 and did a great job, but not quite good enough. That year we were only second. However, we're going to watch. This is the competition to pick two women's teams for the World Championships in Morocco at the end of August. And there are 4 teams entered, so it's a straight knockout. Each match is 2 days. And we're watching the match between the Baker team and the Cole team, which at 20 imps apart is pretty close. The board we missed because we had technical difficulties was kind of a boring 3-0 with no swing, as I recall. Steve, you have anything brilliant to add to this?
No, I didn't see anything interesting in the first hand there. So I had it off on the side here, and at some point they both, the Queen of Diamonds came down Doubleton, which helped everybody.
Right.
They made 4 diamonds and they made their tricks.
All right, Carrie has opened a no trump on her balance 15. I hate it when all my high cards are in my short suits. So I would call it a minimum. Let's see what happens next. Her partner has an attractive 10 count, so they'll probably get to game. And what's this double? What does the alert say? Oh, dear operator, can you cursor over that alert? 5-card minor and a 4-card major. Popular treatment. So now the question is, how do Jill and Carrie handle that? Do they just ignore it and play system on? What do they do, Steve? Do you know?
What did they bid originally there? I can't. What was under?
A no trump and then double. Showing.
They might redouble with this hand or bid 2 clubs stamen. I'm not 100. They handle different of these auctions differently, and they go back and forth as the methods change and people give them suggestions.
Okay.
So my preference here would probably just be to ignore the people and play 2 clubs stamen. It's a simplicity thing for most partnerships, and it looks like that's what they've done.
And that looks like what Jill has done.
And they'll bid a quick 3-0 when Carrie denies a major here. Jill will not be worried about whether they have both. At least she has something resembling a stopper in both majors.
Right. It's the only question is that, you know, if the suit is clubs, well, we can all see that a club lead will declare a trick. And there are 4 diamond tricks to be had and 3 clubs on a club lead, which is 7. And just need to set up a heart trick.
Or they may go after spades knowing the high cards are on their left.
That too.
That'll protect the heart trick in their hand if they lead into them.
So what would you lead from the east hand? Some people like to lead the ace of spades to see what partner has, but when you have that many points, your partner doesn't have anything. Of course, they could have queen 5th of spades. But she's led her 5th from her longest and strongest.
They are an attitude leading pair.
Okay, then.
When Emma and Irina play 4th, but when they play with Margie, they play attitude.
Well, this club lead isn't going to hurt declare any.
No, and it'll probably encourage a club to come back through because it's going to be hard even playing any sort of Smith that goes to figure out what the 10 is when it goes low jack, 10 jack. Really doesn't matter what comes through next.
Now, for those beginners who are watching, note that she leads a low diamond in case that stiff 10 was the stiff king. Because if she led the queen, that would mess up. That could lose her a diamond trick if the king was singleton.
And I assume she'll just get after her heart trick here. So she has 2 hearts, 3 clubs, and 4 diamonds.
Yes, since they've knocked out the second club, she doesn't want to lose more than 1 trick here.
The other room has already played and made 3 now. Probably on a similar, fairly fast line of play.
Right.
And eventually the East will just take the last 2 tricks. This is one usually Carrie just claims. She doesn't try and hope for a defensive error when there's this far remote for one.
Well, and part of the problem is that strict time penalties. It really pays when there isn't much in it just to claim. If anyone on your team is, you don't want to incur time penalties because they're
Right.
draconian. And the computer keeps track of it. Oh, look at this hand. Wow.
Well, this will be exciting to some extent.
Yeah. So
We'll probably start a spade, 2 clubs. And if they have weak 3 hearts, I don't think they love bit showing. Another one I think they've abandoned after a while. It's possible Jill is allowed to bid 3 hearts weak here.
oh, they didn't overcall 2 clubs. Look at that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was a very conservative pass by 10 count only, but the 6-card club suit would have encouraged most of us to bid 2 clubs.
Right. And the nice distribution, you have 4 cards in right-hand opponent's suit. So
This may
Probably.
cause the contract to wind up to be something like 3 spades, or after, I expect Jill to bid here.
she's bid a semi-forcing no trap. Is this
And it's just-
semi-forcing?
Yeah, semi-forcing. It's just a question of whether Carrie bids 3 or 4 spades here at this point.
Right.
They will not be in the best contract.
Well, if Carrie bids only 3 spades, can Jill bid 4 hearts natural to play?
I think not. I think that would be a limit raise and a Q bid the way they play. Okay, Carrie's just taking it on herself to bid game herself. Which is gonna be it's gonna be difficult for her to make no matter what. They're gonna have a hard time letting her make this.
Well, a 10 of diamonds lead would be helpful.
That would be helpful. That'll cut them to a diamond and a club and 2 spades. Heart has been led. That's not gonna offer much of an advantage to anything.
Right, that's a singleton heart. And this is doesn't look good, does it?
No, that looks like we're headed to a negative score in the other table is gonna find their way into hearts after the hand
Nope.
passed.
The other table is in 3 spades.
Got up to 3 spades finally.
Yep.
Okay.
It was a more interesting auction with the 2 club overcall
Yeah, it was.
pass and then 2 spades, I guess the limit raise double, and then 3 clubs. I'm sorry I ever bid this. And now we got the 3 heart bid by South. And that was overruled to 3 spades.
The 3 spades, which is interesting to overrule it now. With the ace, king of hearts and the ace of spades and the ace of diamonds. I don't know what you expected your partner to have to come barreling in there, but I'm not sure it would have
Right.
been so fast to overrule this.
Right. I mean, ace, king of hearts is nice support.
It's pretty good support.
Partner has
But-
some awful hand with like queen 7th of hearts. They didn't
That's
have
well,
enough
to
to
just
bid
barrel
before.
in now, they're kind of suggesting they have, a very long heart suit. It has, and you can probably judge the strength of it when you have the ace, king yourself.
Right. Okay, now we're gonna get a rough. This is gonna be down a few.
This is gonna be down some. Question of what they exit with now. They just start playing clubs, that'll be, they'll have a few more, they'll have what, 1, 2, 3 more tricks they can 4 more tricks they can take.
Hmm.
Guess the only concern would be if the declarer has the 3rd heart. You want to make sure that you get this trick in the bag first.
Exactly. You have cash the setting trick. You're looking at the king of spades, which you know is a trick. So if the ace of clubs cash, you've beaten a game, and that's always a good thing.
All right. Now partner's throwing the other heart, so now you know that you're gonna that they're not gonna run the heart suit on you.
Right, so you can exit the queen of clubs.
If they exit the queen of clubs with declare, if they already have it, you've already given it up. And your partner should be able to collect a couple diamond tricks at the end.
Right.
Well done.
Oh.
Okay, so that'll be a small pickup for the Cole team. Increasing their lead ever so slightly, or now we'll come.
Two imps for Cole. So now, do you open the 11 count that East holds?
This is I would not, but a lot of people do these days. Maybe
Two
it's
kings and an
favorable. I
ace.
would. Maybe it's favorable. I would these days. Kitty, are you opening these days in your modern life?
It depends who I'm playing with.
Right.
If it
That
was,
would
if the king and the jack were both in hearts, I would have opened.
sure.
But
I have some of the same things going on as we all do. Some of us have come from an older school where some of our partners still don't open these things, and some have progressed onwards.
right, modern style is to open.
Right.
Margie passed, which I think is very sensible with such an appalling shortage of high cards.
Also, when you're
High cards in the short suits are not as good as long suits.
they aren't as good, and as you become more confident in your declare play, you may over time find that you want to open more aggressively. But early
Right.
on, it's never bad to have a little extra in the bag. And
Right, so here she's got her extra. She shows her partner a limit raise.
right. Partner will probably not accept that limit raise.
I would think not. And they've lost the spade suit, which since it was breaking 4-1 is not a great loss.
Right. Well, that won't hurt them that much. So
That won't hurt them. Because you can. So how is 3 hearts going to fare? Carrie has no idea the opponents have lost their 4-4 spade fit. Is she going to lead her singleton, or she has a natural heart trick? But what she has all these aces.
it's a interesting situation here. Yep. She'll lead her singleton probably for one, not because she's dying to, because she doesn't like the other suits more.
Right. Right.
So in the other room, guys, Disa and Janice bid to 4 hearts when Janice opened the East hand with a diamond.
That's not
So-
surprising. A diamond heart. They bid to 4 hearts, not 4 spades. That's interesting.
Yeah, a diamond, a heart, 2 clubs by North, a double,
Right.
3 clubs, 4 hearts.
Right. Okay. The opponents got involved, so that also caused the spade suit to get lost.
Looks like four hearts is going down in the other room, as would be expected on this layout. So
Right, yeah.
is it possible for three hearts to go down?
Well, let's see. They still have a spade to collect, a club and a diamond. If they lead a club up, a close, they could get one. It'd be a long shot for it to go down.
Yeah,
If Emma plays a club next, it'd really be a long shot for it to go down now.
So in the other room, they went down. So there's a -50 in that room. And then Kitty, you've been in Schaumburg for how long now?
forever.
Were you there for all of the open as well?
No, thank goodness. But
Okay.
I did follow it. I feel like I've been thinking and reading and being involved in bridge for far too long.
Well, now they now have a chance to beat this a trick if they can get diamonds going. They can get two diamonds, a heart, and a club. They had it. If Emma had played a club up right away, no, now
No.
Jill has played the club for her.
Too bad.
So
I mean, leading a diamond from Queen Jack third into dummies King 10 fourth really doesn't look very attractive.
it doesn't, but at some point you realize what everybody has. Carrie's going to try and do the best she can by playing low now in diamonds.
Right. Good for her.
But Declare can't afford. No, they have a heart loser and they can't afford two diamond losers. So Declare really needs to play the king here.
But will she?
Well, if she's going down one, it's down one or down two. Basically, if she's going down one for sure, if she plays small, unless she thinks
Right.
the North has underled the Queen Jack of Diamonds and hasn't let it an opening lead. Nope,
Good
they
for Emma. She played her
played
game.
this one. She recovered from her mistake of not leading a club up earlier.
Good for her.
So that'll be a what's that? A 5-inch pickup for 190. Looks like it'll be a pickup of 190 for
Right.
the Cole team. They increased their lead. Now up by 27. Coming up to board 35.
Lots of boards to go.
First third set. We're early on in the match, only the third of 8.
8 segment set.
Joe Myers has opened a club. I expect that Emma has elected to overcall a spade with her good 5-card suit. Even their shape's okay for double, but I 1000% agree with getting the excellent spade suit into the game first.
Right. Like she has 4 hearts. She only has 3.
Right. Ironic that her partner has a heart fit also.
Yeah.
So
Well, Carrie doesn't have much.
Carrie doesn't have a convenient bid here.
Can she make a weak jump overcall?
She could. I don't think this would be her style on this pattern anyway.
Even though she's white against red.
She's white against red, but she hates to pass with values. She has 3 hearts. It wouldn't surprise me if she makes a negative double. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I know that Carrie hates to pass when she has values, feels it's too hard to catch up later. Whether she'll follow that rule here or not I'm not sure.
I'm guessing she'll pass, and now what does Margie do with all those good hearts? But
She'll probably give a limit raise.
How about a limit raise in spades? Yeah.
Right. Good hearts be damned, let my partner play it.
So in the other room, they ended up playing this board in 4 spades making.
Very believable.
Carrie's on a long thinking.
Well, we don't know if it's Carrie or Margie, because it's like both bids will come at once. They're sharing a room and they're for the screen.
Okay,
So,
is that how it works? It comes at once?
Well, when you're playing, but apparently not when you're view graphing. So here, she did take a long time and
Okay.
passed.
Only a two spade bid. Interesting.
Interesting. That seems like an underbid.
Well, Jill will probably bid 3 clubs. And I think this would be a good bad. I don't think this shows a lot of values, but this is tricky. No, this is not a good bad for them here. Carrie would have had to compete.
Emma doesn't have another bid in this.
Emma at this vulnerability probably doesn't have another bid. Whether Margie has another bid is interesting.
Yeah, she might bid 3 hearts.
I
Right,
would bid 3 hearts with a hand and bring it into the picture.
right.
Yeah.
But I also probably would have Q bid.
Sure, it would I
I
totally agree with you, Tracy. It would have been easier to cube it the first time and just get the hand off, just accept that that's what, if I ended up selling now, that'd be a different game. Nope, they sold to
My
3
goodness.
clubs.
She had a stiff club. Oh dear.
So they can conceivably they're gonna get a club, 2 spades, 2 hearts, and a diamond. So they'll beat this, but it won't be worth their vulnerable game.
Right.
This will be the first big pickup for a while for the Baker team.
Yes, it will.
You guys want to go to the other room to see
Sure.
what they're doing on the next board? Or stay here?
I mean, easy either way. I'll let Kitty decide. We can watch. This is gonna go, I would think this, I'm not sure how slow this is gonna go. I don't think it'll take a lot of time. They can actually get
I'm going to try to underlead her spade to get her diamond rough. No, she's going to lead the king and see what partner
partner
says.
says, right.
And they play standard signals.
They play attitude, they lead is attitude, standard count and attitude. That's
So
an
the 8
interesting,
seems like a strange card. She's
Yes.
probably trying to give suit preference for hearts.
right.
And now when? But that may incite Emma to underlead a spade.
It could,
And it did.
and it did, right.
So now,
Now she can still get her diamond rough. They now have 2 hearts and they've lost the trick in the swish here. That was a good play by Jill.
she got rid of her diamond winner so that there would be no rough.
Well, there still could be. Let's see. Could she afford the 10? No. They play the ace king of hearts and put a diamond through. That won't be good enough. So they'll just get 2 hearts and a club more.
Which is down a mere 1.
That's down 1. It wasn't that. I'm not 570 and 520 would not been the biggest deal here. To be, it looked like a 10 imper.
570s, 11 imps.
Okay. Cost them an imp.
Yep.
On the other hand, it's hard for them to slip their 2 hearts by now too. So. Okay, well, there's Margie will learn that next time that I was on the king of spades, whatever the right signal was, they weren't on the same page without knowing, who was supposed to be on what page. They have standard listed on their card. So.
It is also the first day of the event, nerves and other things. I'm sure she's gonna
Absolutely.
get stronger and stronger as the sets go on.
I'm sure, and I'm not sure how often she's played with Emma. I'm not sure who's regularly plays with this team. If Margie plays with Irina sometimes in the New York area. I believe Margie years ago for quite a while played with Willie Ehlers out of New Jersey and New York.
Yeah, I've had partners before who tried to give suit preference and count with at the same time, and it
Right.
never seems to work.
Right.
You really have to decide what signal you're giving and give just that one with the card you can spare. And next round, you give suit preference. But it's certainly, I've had many a partner do the exact same thing in my life as a bridge player.
When we were much younger, the mini patter from 4 used to confuse people all the time, whether you had 2 or 4, until people finally realized from 4, you always played second highest no matter what.
So what do we have here? East-West have,
Well, they have a small diamond fit. Looks like it'll start a diamond, a heart.
a spade. And
Depending on their methods, Jill,
could probably give that a, say, double heart tolerance with the fourth suit. Snapdragon.
they may play some sort of transfer clubs right here. It's not clear which.
We'll find out in a minute.
We will find out. She's gonna be a no trump. Take a chance at a natural no trump here.
Unless it's a transfer to clubs, but it looks like a natural no trump.
Which might just end the auction.
Yeah, in the other room, they chose the double, as Kitty suggested,
Right.
and they ended up in 2 diamonds
Yep.
played by East.
The question is, Marge will probably just give up here. Doesn't know how good that diamond suit is over there.
Right,
They
it could
have
have
in
been,
fact sold out to a no trump. Well, that's gonna get some spade tricks going in a hurry,
ooh,
as long as they continue.
nice lead.
Leading partner suit isn't in vogue these days as much as it used to be.
No, especially, but here partner freely bid a spade over heart, and that
Right.
was usually 5,
Right.
but it could have been 5 little. But since the auction died and no trump, likely, since you don't have that much, partner has a smattering and hopefully in spades.
Right, and the diamond lead wasn't as attractive into the one no bidder as it might have been in other situations.
Right. Although this is the holding where you want to leave the queen of diamonds so that partner can lead a diamond through for you.
Wouldn't have mattered when dummy had king and 1.
Wouldn't have mattered. But sometimes
It could be.
it's very important.
Yes.
Dummy has jack and 1 and declare has king third, then it doesn't matter either because partner will still be leading through declare.
Now declare can get 4 club tricks going. But the opponent's on the road to take 4 spades, a club, and 2 aces. They can hold declare to 6. It's hard to stop declare from taking 6 tricks if declare gets clubs going.
Well, but if declare takes 6 tricks, that's down 1.
That's down
Plus
1.
score
Right.
for East-West. That's usually going plus is usually good at imps on these part score hands.
It'll protect your teammates and hold your losses small on this hand. Jill is not usually a particularly slow player, so she's probably just trying to counter tricks and see if there's any way she can sneak one by somebody first.
So Steve, how long have Carrie and Jill been playing together?
Approximately 3 to 4 years. At the end of, want to say approximately 2019, sometime at that point, she and Irina had been playing for a long time. And at one point, for not any animosity or anything, they just decided it was time to go do, move on to other things. They'd had a great run. So South claimed 11 tricks. Wow. How'd that happen? That I find hard to believe.
I don't think so.
I
think
found that hard to
it
believe.
was a misclick.
And so Carrie, and when Lynn Baker wanted to, she's been playing on a team sponsored by Lynn Baker for a long time. And when originally she played with Karen a lot, McCallum, and then at some point Karen started playing with Lynn. And when Karen and Lynn started playing, Carrie started playing with Irina, and that went on for quite a while. And then they won numerous world championships, including a pairs championship together. And then at some point in late, Irina, I don't think, wanted to travel quite as much and play quite as much as often. And Carrie wants to play every board if possible. She'd be in there for every set if if that's what it required her team to do. She's got some of that LeBron James mentality. Okay, I got the energy, I'll do it.
Good for her. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the best parts about us moving to Florida, is that Carrie's literally been in the gym 3 days a week working out with a trainer since we moved here. She's one of those people who needs that responsibility. The person's expecting me, I got to show up, sort of thing.
Right. It's actually quite effective being in good physical condition to play bridge. It may not seem like it's a game where you care about your physical condition, but if you're in good condition, it's good for your brain. And while we've been chatting, the director got called because, whatever was happening here.
Well, I know with the Dinkin team, we took walks every morning, and then we had that badminton set out. You never came down and played badminton with us, Kitty.
I did not.
I thought pickleball was the current rage.
Well, my partner traveled from New York City with a badminton set. So we had it outside the player lounge, and it was a really good amount of giggles in the morning to put us all in a good mood. So
get you going, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could switch to the other room for a while.
We don't know why the tournament director was called here. So
some sort of misclick. All right, now we're playing other room. So where are we here? We're in 3-0 by North, and we have no idea what's happened so far.
The auction started a club of spade, 2-0, 3-0. So let's see if I can bring up the whole hand here.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know when they get back to the next board.
Thank you.
So North originally had a nice 17 count with ace, king, 10, 6 to clubs. And however, the clubs have gone 4-1, jack 9 offsides.
Well, that's not very nice of them.
So,
but she's already got.
She's gonna score enough tricks anyway, right?
Right. She's the heart and the diamond are right. 2 more tricks, and the queen of spades. Yeah, 10 total.
Right. Dummy had a nice 10 count to start the hand with. So.
Well, they're playing again in this room.
Okay.
And unfortunately, what I'm seeing is that it's now looking like down 2. There was a line for down 1.
She led a heart to the queen, and yeah, now she's going to try this, and that's.
And a heart back.
Well, she'll take all her tricks now. So they're gonna, it's interesting, they actually, yeah. Well, let's see, they could hold north to one more trick, two more tricks. Right, they can hold north to two more tricks.
Right, a diamond shift at this point. We'll set up Emma's diamonds. Club back. Now that's interesting.
That's not gonna hurt anything because the clubs got thrown, a club got thrown for dummy, so Declare can't really do much about letting them win this trick. They can win it.
So one of our audience members are asking Steve, do you remain calm when watching Carrie play, or do you find it nerve-wracking? I know my husband's actually over on the couch behind me, and he wasn't watching me play. Makes him too nervous.
No, it doesn't make me nervous at all. Carrie is a very confident player, so it doesn't make me nervous at all. Even if I'm at the table with her, it doesn't bother me at all. I'd rather be kibitzing on the side. As much as I enjoy playing with her, am I ever nervous when I'm playing with her? Sure, because I'm worried I did something wrong when I'm playing with her. But when I'm watching all the hands, I'm confident she's going to do the right thing. So.
Yeah, she's such a wonderful player. It's a pleasure to watch her.
She's also a wonderful person in real life.
Yes, she is.
She's a real, all my non-bridge playing friends and my bridge playing friends all enjoy her company.
Oh, that's so nice.
So that was a 7-imp pickup on that board.
You got 7 imps back to Cole. Okay.
Yes.
So what would you do with this south hand when they open a diamond? How many hearts? Oh, you're vulnerable.
You're vulnerable. I think Jill's going to be a 3-heart bidder. She's pretty steady this way. I'm not. I have to admit, I'm more closer to bidding 1 and trying to survive.
Well, I'm with 2, right in between.
I'm not big on that because of the length problem.
Right, I have 7 of them.
Right, that wouldn't be, so it's one of those discussions we bat around in our house sometimes about having too much at various vulnerabilities. Which would I rather do? Would I rather lie about a little bit my strength? Because in theory, I would promise 7 tricks to be vulnerable, to overcall 3 hearts here. You sort of have 6.5. It's not really a set, I don't have a clear 7 tricks. I don't, with the 3-2-1 on the side, I might push and bid 3 hearts. I like the hand pattern on the side rather than being 2x2. A 7-4, I certainly would have bid 3 hearts, even with only, even with just the 4th little spade and no club.
And what do you think of Emma's 3-heart bid? Showing her limit raise in diamonds, and now Margie has bid a 3-no trump game, which is not going to fetch.
Well, that's going to be at the moment, if they stay there, it's going to be a it's okay. It's not going to fetch is the answer.
So now if Jill had bid 3 hearts, would Carrie have kicked it in now? With the king behind the opening bidder, the ace queen positioned well, it actually makes 4 hearts. This is one of those things where 1 heart or 3 hearts is my camp more than that 2-heart bid. 2 heart says we don't really probably have a game.
It would have been close with it. I can't tell for sure. This is with the flat hand. I'm not sure Carrie would have kicked it in so fast over 3 hearts. We haven't seen what that person would do over 3 hearts yet.
Yeah, she's 4-3-3,
No, what would the West hand have done over a 3-heart bid? Is still not clear to anybody. They'd make a move of some sort. This is going to
make them a negative double with only 3 spades. Bid 4
they
diamonds.
might, right?
Probably bid 4 diamonds.
Right, this is gonna cause this, they can take 7 hearts and 2 spades here.
Wow. Yes, they can. This was a great lead.
This is an excellent lead. In fact, they can take, or they can, let's see, what can they hold them to? They can 5 diamonds and a club 6. They can hold them to 6 tricks at best. So, but they're gonna take way more than that.
Wow.
The other table, South saved in 5. East was in 5 diamonds doubled at the other table. They probably bid up the game.
So Steve, in the commentary, there's somebody, Babs, who was interviewing your wife for Mark Smith's new book and said that she's absolutely lovely. So.
Well, she is. She doesn't, nobody, the world knows it without me bragging about it. Okay, so that Jello will run her heart suit. And that'll be quite a nice pickup for the Baker team to help close the gap.
Let's see, that's going to be down. How many? Oh, they're not vulnerable. So it's 50s, but she's going to be held to 4 tricks. So
down 5, so 250.
And 300 is 550, which is about 10. Let's just double check that.
Yeah, it could be 11. I forget the break from 11, somewhere between 520 and 570.
It looks like it's 11.
Okay. The other day, the other room, they well to double 5 diamonds.
Yeah, they did.
They obviously they been to get up to the hard game, and the other team saved over them. A lot of times, even though
in the other room, what happened was it went 3 hearts, and the
Right.
West Hand did what I suggested, which was bid 4 diamonds. Now it
okay,
went 4 hearts, 5 diamonds, and then back around to North, who doubled.
who doubled? Okay,
So Cole picks up 2 imps.
Cole picks up 2 imps on this board.
Oh, because it's 250. It's
Right.
50.
The
300
other way.
minus 250.
Right.
The other way, right? Exciting. And what do
Okay.
we here? All right. Margie has another 11 count that she will not open. That some modernists will open, but many don't. I mean, it includes 3 jacks and 2 aces. What's your opinion? Do you open these?
This would be way, especially vulnerable. This is I have only playing with a strong club system that I play with a couple people. Would it be almost a mandatory? Other than that, not a prayer. You know.
So it should go around to Carrie, who has a very nice hand. She has a 17 balanced with a 6-card club suit. Is there one no trump 15 to 17? Is this?
Yeah, but she won't. She'll open a club.
Club and rebid 2 no?
2-0. I expected, yeah, fairly quick. And this is the one we saw for a minute on the other screen where the clubs are going to go bad, and they made 10 tricks in the other room.
Right, and they make them anyway.
Right, even when the clubs went astray.
So
I think
modern style is to bid a spade when you don't have a game force rather than introduce those diamonds. And
yeah, it's not, it's interesting. You probably don't have a game force when you're a past hand. So
yeah, so why not bid a diamond?
well, different people have different preempting rules and different thoughts on this. This is both Jill and Carrie have a lot of Walsh in them from their days of. They actually I want to say 40 plus years ago were friends on the West Coast when Carrie lived on the West Coast during the 70s and 80s.
Right, so that Walsh style is not alien to them.
Right,
Anyway, majors score better than minors. Who wants to bid diamonds?
right.
I think you guys are pretty bad even discussing that East should ever open that hand unless they're doing some kind of funky system. That's not an 11 count with those
Well,
unsupported jacks and the flat hand.
Mech Froth would open that, and playing in the Mech, any sort of the Meckwell club systems, it doesn't occur. You just open it, or if you happen to have the weak no trump gadgets in your bag too, the 11 to 14s or the 10 to 13s.
Oh, look
But
at that. Carrie did not rebid 2-0. She rebid 3
The
clubs.
3 clubs, which is interesting. Jill has taken it upon herself to rebid 3 now.
Hardly can blame her.
Probably the lack of diamond. She probably would have been 2-0 over a diamond rebid, but over the spade rebid, maybe she didn't want to commit right away to what if we don't belong in this suit?
Right. And they lead the cash the first 5 diamonds.
Right.
So we're playing it from the south now, which means a heart lead, I presume. And
3 hearts, 2 clubs, 3 diamonds, and a spade. So we'll probably get off to make sure we get after our tricks right away, I would assume, in a band. Clubs will be a later. In theory, shouldn't be. When they don't split, I have to get after my other suits.
right.
Have to handle my entries a little carefully here.
Yeah, there aren't that many. I guess I best to win this in the dummy because you don't have sure
Right.
entries to the south hand
Right,
if they
which you
hold up
need.
the diamond.
Right. Which, when you have 9 sure tricks, this is not a good one to come back to your teammates and say something happened.
Right.
We've had
so
an error somewhere.
expecting her to win the ace, maybe test the clubs and they go bad, switch to diamonds.
Or maybe play 1 club, right, either way, and get the diamond out of there. When the queen shows up on your left and the clubs, it won't matter which one she goes after. But the other table played from the north side probably might have gotten a spade lead.
Right. So that leads to over trick.
That led to the over trick, even with the bad club split. So, but I would be surprised if I'm not surprised that Jill got after diamonds right away.
Right.
That's your road home no matter what.
Right. And
the double dummy on it says the line she's on is +2. And if she had actually gone low on the heart, it was just a +1.
That is correct. She would have run out of trouble in her own hand. I'm not sure. She can get a +2 now because, believe it or not, depending on the timing of the spade suit, lefty could get squeezed in clubs and spades conceivably. But she can make 3 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 hearts, and 2 clubs. That's only +1. So without judging everything.
now a heart back gives her a slight problem.
Well, she just wins the king of hearts and plays the king of spades.
Right. To set up her 9th trick.
That sets up her 9th trick for sure. And actually, when Margie wins that, she can't clear the heart suit yet. So if she plays a diamond with her, Jill will find the squeeze or even bother to spend a lot of time playing on it to make 5.
Jill has chosen to win it in her hand, and I guess that means she's cashing those diamonds now.
Right.
And Margie is going to have to pitch a spade here.
Right. So
But since clubs haven't been played yet, she could actually safely exit a club.
She
Because-
could, she might exit a spade and that'll just block the communications.
Right?
So,
Yep, there comes the spade. Now Jill has to take
Has to
that
win
nice
this.
trick.
yeah. And Jill will have to concede the last two tricks. So that'll be one in pickup for Cole. The Cole lead is now going to be actually up to 26. Is that their largest margin so far?
I think so.
So now we're bringing up board 39. So this looks like a one club and a quick pass followed by a heart.
Everybody's vulnerable here.
Everybody's vulnerable. South played in 1-0, making 2 at the other table. Certainly believable. Making 2, 5 hearts, a dime. Making 2 is pretty good.
So the modern style is to rebid a no trump showing a balanced hand
It is.
rather than bid a spade.
One of the interesting things about when we're commenting this is that many of the comments are based on the fact that we're commenting generally on imp matches and things where many of the players who play a lot more match points and things where it's not as common in those systems to necessarily abandon your part score suits, your potential part score suits, and focus on whether you have game or not.
Well, I'm happy Jill bid a spade because that's my preference, but most of my partners think you should rebid a no trump when you're balanced. But I think with 4-3, you can go back to hearts, and in the old days that showed extras. So what's partner going to do over that?
Partner will be rebid a no trump, I suspect. No, this partner, Carrie might be 2 clubs.
She's got a 9 count with 3 spades.
No,
How
she
about-
elected to rebid her 5-card, their chunky 5-card heart suit. She took some safety in that. Interesting.
Well, do they play XYZ?
Not that I know of.
Most people do these days. Terrible.
They keep adding it back and forth. They keep changing things and then they take them off as they get them right or wrong.
Right. Well, if they're playing XYZ, she couldn't have bid 2 clubs. So her choices were passing 1 spade or bidding 2 hearts.
Right. Easily could have been. They had discussed adding it.
Well, I'll go have a look at their card.
Jill likes to, no matter what they're playing, she wants to have every bid defined within that framework of the system.
Okay.
Now they're playing 2 hearts, which is
Looks like a good spot. There's going
looks
to
like
be
a good spot. It's gotten a club lead and it's going to get a club back probably.
for a rough.
The question is what was the club lead from? Assuming Carrie reads it correctly, which she has. They're going to be able to take 5 hearts and a spade and a diamond and a club. They should be able to make this hand. Still that'll leave them an imp shy. They only make 110, it'll be a 1 imp loss for
That's
the
right.
Baker team.
Another imp away
Another imp, which
to Cole.
until you get to the very end doesn't seem like much. But if I remember, some teams
What if-
won some very close matches during the mixed. So.
Yeah, we got the Lewis team by 2.
Ouch.
Nobody could have, neither team has any idea.
Nobody
where those
guessed
2 imps
that.
came from.
Right, and nobody could have saved those 2 imps.
Or won another 2 if needed.
Yeah, I mean, we started off that day because that was only a 90 board match.
Right.
And we were down 40 and we only had 30 boards to try to pick that up. And then we walked out of that first 15 and we picked up 30 and we're like, oh my God. Poor Olivia.
Now what do we do?
Like pacing the hallway because now it gets super stressful.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
When we're down a lot, it's not so stressful. You know?
I mean, we had no expectations. So just sit in our seats and try to do the right thing as much as possible.
It was very exciting for everybody. I'm sure that Olivia looked like she played very well, and I'm sure Sam was very excited. So.
Yeah, everybody was. It was pretty funny. Billy is the most stoic person to play with. You could do the biggest bullshit in the world, and he just sits there and he's like, mm-hmm. And you do something wonderful, and he goes, mm-hmm. That's
Billy.
great. Yeah. But when we beat the Lewis team, then he started to get excited. He was like, yeah. So it was kind of cute.
Well, Carrie's found a way to maybe get 140 if Emma goes up with the king of spades. Leading a low spade from dummies ace jack 4th.
Good thought.
Gives right-hand opponent a chance to pop with their king and 1.
Right. Always a good thought that they can't tell what you have. It's a very effective play frequently to lead low to your hand away from ace jack 3rd or ace jack 4th or even ace anything in dummy. Lead low to your hand, your righty feels under a certain amount of pressure playing blindly.
Yeah, I can't tell you the number of times I've, with like king 5th and dummy and stiff jack in my hand. And I knew where the ace was. I led low and up popped that ace. And now I had a discard on the king. Or it goes low from the queen, jack, ace.
Right. It wasn't clear they needed all those diamond cards that they maybe wanted they could have saved.
But
again, this
well
little
done, Terry. You
just yep.
didn't
Well
lose
done.
an imp on this hand. Well done.
They saved an imp. Right.
Ah,
well done. That's great play to see by Carrie. Not to
good play to
panic.
remember.
Right. See board 40 coming up here.
Who has a good hand? Nobody has a good hand.
Nobody has a good hand. I'm not sure. They played that will not. They played. Nope. They won't be able to. Carrie's forced to pass.
Well, but Jill has a full 11 with 5 spades, and
she'll open.
You have
right.
to open this, and
no, I'm not. We have talked at times about a band going back to one-way jury only and leaving 2 diamonds naturals here. I don't know whether they've done that. No, they haven't. Okay.
They haven't. Okay, that's the answer.
Because we realized that, there's other ways to show after over 2 clubs, the 3 and 4 card jury raises if you really needed to. Maybe if once you're playing multi, you easily could have more likely to have a 2 diamond natural bid.
Well, so at the other table, Georgia did open the north hand 1 diamond. So it had gone a diamond, a spade, a no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades. And then they played in 2 spades down.
They played the 2 spades and the 5-1. Well, that's interesting. They had a better fit.
She opened that 10 count, a diamond. Oh, sorry. This modern style is a bit much for me.
Well, when a diamond, a spade, a no trump rebid?
Yes.
Okay. That also would. That's another part of the modern style, not rebidding your 5 card minor. Not that the other hand would have at least raised up to 3 diamonds, which would have been a slightly better contract at least.
Okay, now Margie didn't find the king of clubs lead to take the first 5 tricks. She's led a diamond, which now declare always has 7 tricks, 5 diamonds and 2 aces.
So it's just a question of whether the declare gets any heart. Here we go. We might see the same blind heart play again at some point,
Right.
where we lead a low heart towards the queen and righty has to guess what we have. No, we're just going to go after our tricks first. We may just take all our tricks then. Maybe they'll give us some information. Sometimes when you run your side suits, the opponents throw one of their long suit by accident. They don't realize they're about to
They
run
don't
it.
realize they're throwing a winner.
Right.
I mean, look at West's position. She doesn't want to pitch a heart. She doesn't want to pitch a spade. She probably will pitch a club.
She may pick one of her long clubs now.
You guys, can I interrupt you to go
Sure.
over to the other table? There's quite an interesting auction happening over here. Oh, they
Cool.
just ended it. Because we'll see this board happen later at the other table.
A heart double, 2 diamonds, some sort of whatever. Anyway,
They ended up in 5 diamonds doubles. Well, we'll see it in a little
Heart
while.
double, 2 diamonds is probably the weak raised at 2 hearts, it looks like.
right.
The North bid 3 hearts, whatever the
Yeah, it was definitely spirited auction over there.
which must have been they must have hoping it was some sort of 3-no ask.
Looks like we're going to get an over trick in the heart suit. The advantage of running your long suit is the opponents have to take discards, and they did discard way too many clubs.
They only
And
have about, it looks,
Jack of hearts.
they have 3 more tricks they're entitled to. So the north-south will take 9 tricks on this hand eventually.
Right. So we'll win some imps back for Baker.
So what happened in the other room at the auction you're looking at is it looked like the person tried to make a 3 heart try. Do you have a no trump stopper bid? And there was confusion after that. And then the opponent, instead of winding up in 3-no, they wound up in 5 diamonds. We'll see that board coming up. That was 5 imps for Baker, cutting the margin back to 21. And the other table's gotten a board or 2 ahead. So-
Whoa, they got to 7-no and went down 1. Yuck. Oh no.
Well, not
Huh. 5 spades and a heart.
7 spades. 7 spades is your maker, it looks like.
Who are you rooting for, Kitty?
A good match. A good match. Yeah, 7 no trump needs
7 no trump needed. If we needed a
clubs
minor to come in.
or diamonds. Well,
Right.
diamonds can't come. Well, they could be Jack 10 third.
Could have been Jack 10 third, right? But needed one of those 2 things. However, 7 spades. So we started with
7 spades looks to be pretty cold.
right.
Just have to rough a heart in the dummy.
We're not sure how this auction is going to start here now. Emma has elected to start with 2 diamonds. Was that control showing? Or what was positive or?
What is 2 diamonds? Could you cursor over it, Tracy? It
Yep.
seems like a strange response with such a good.
Okay, waiting.
Just
It
waiting.
is a waiting bid. Okay.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
club opener.
2 club
Would you guys
opener.
open that 2 clubs? in the East?
Probably. It's an awfully good hand. How are you ever gonna express that? If you
It's
don't,
tough either way. I haven't thought about it that much. I'd
I haven't
like to
really
have
thought
at least a
about, but I
10 of
would hit two
diamonds.
spades with the West hand, showing
Right,
showing my
right.
positive suit, but maybe
Boy,
that's
it's gonna be hard to catch up for this one now.
right.
We finally got around to spades. This could be another, maybe another unfortunate push. I didn't see the,
So at the other table, they started off with 2 clubs and then they did a positive response of 2 spades right away, got the 3 spade. And then they did 5 diamonds exclusion,
solution.
5 no trump, 6 clubs, 6 diamonds, which was alerted as no queen, 6 spades, and then a 6 no trump.
And then somebody raised that to
I mean,
7.
7 no trump. Yeah, not 7 no trump. I mean, Janice from the 6 spades bid 7 no.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So they almost got the 7 spades. They had the right idea. They were looking. It's going 4 spades, now it's going 4 no. Well, the person's gonna have all 3. That's the good, at least you'll know which 3 they have.
Right.
Sometimes bidding black with the void can confuse the opponents. In this case, because you're probably expecting your partner to have them all almost for sure. It's be interesting to see whether they just take over and bid 7 spades themselves to try to play it themselves. They do, it'll be a huge swing if they can get to 7 spades for the Cole team.
Well, it's gonna be a big swing even if they stop in 6 spades.
If they stop in 6, right? The only thing bad can happen to them is get to 7 no, or 7 clubs. So they've shown all the keys now.
So the question is, how have they discussed how they respond? Is this specific king, or when partner has a big hand like a 2 club opener, maybe it's number of kings again? How do you play that, Steve?
On a power auction, and I'm not sure, I used to define it as a power auction, it would be number of kings.
Right.
It's not quite as clear here because some people also, what would it mean if I started with the 5 heart step, you didn't show it, and then I continued on? What would that differential be here?
Right. And 5 no promises all the controls. Maybe East is just going to jump to 7 diamonds.
They might.
Because
That
she
would be
has
very
such big
reasonable.
diamonds.
Right.
And
I would think that they bid 6 hearts.
which is probably number of kings, since the king of spades has already been counted as an ace.
Counted, right?
I looked on their convention card, they didn't have any listing for it.
No, this is a trickier one you wouldn't always find in everybody's.
And if you're a new partnership, you might not even have discussed which way round it is.
Well, we know which one. Should we know which one you don't have?
Okay,
Not-
Jill has just told them.
Jill is
Double.
not right. Not exactly sure why Jill is risked this double, but
She thinks a heart lead is the right lead.
okay. Not necessarily disagreeing with her. Not sure that anybody needed the information. So.
Well, the Cole team just needs to stay low to pick up imps.
They need to, right. They have 1, 2. It looks like 3 making contracts left. There's one of them. Unless Margie overrides here.
Is there anything tricky about the play?
No, not as long as we have enough entries that even after heart lead and drawing trumps, we cross over, we try and run diamonds, and we just, we need to rough one diamond with the fifth spade. That's the only bad, then all of dummy is good. So this is
Yeah,
going to be quite a pickup.
Well, you have 12 top tricks. You could also just rough a heart in the dummy and not worry about either mine or splitting.
Well, that's true. One or the other. That's what I'm saying. So, oh,
But on the club
that
league,
may end up that problem too. Now we don't need so much of anything except we don't need anything. We can just draw trumps and claim. Now we have to be a little careful still, actually. Okay, if there were 5-0, we couldn't draw all the trumps.
right.
The clubs might have gotten blocked still, but now we're okay.
Now we're okay because they're only at worst 4-1.
Yep. So that'll be a whatever. That's a lot. Boy, I haven't seen one of those. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
That's going to be like 20 imps.
Remember in the old days, the convention cards, I just picked one up, but it didn't have the scoring on the inside.
Yeah, no, I put the imp scale on my smartphone because I don't
I'm gonna
know
have to remember
these
to do
large
that.
numbers. So I have it right here to check with.
So it looks like the other side is on board 44 now.
Yeah. Okay, they got their 13 tricks in.
Oh,
Yep.
painful.
20, that's a 20. Okay, that's a new 41 imps.
Wow.
41 imp lead right now. It's our largest lead of the day. Coming into board 42. And Margie called up with a nice looking hand for herself there. This is one
It is a
that
pretty hand. 16, 4, 5, 4, and a void. That is a lovely hand.
this was the one that's the other table got a little carried away. They wound up in 5 diamonds doubled while they were trying for 3-0, which would have been down 1 if they, depending on the opening lead. Otherwise, it was down 1 no matter what. But the other table, this made a preemptive 3-heart bid. The other table, when a heart double and the person tried to bid 2 diamonds, their weakest heart raise. So this is going to heart double 3 hearts. This is a toughie. Again, you want to get the 3-0 if you can. Carrie might just bid a simple 4 diamonds. 7 bagger, it's hard. But your partner might have 2 hearts when you have 2 littles. So there's a little fairly aggressive double by the south hand with only 3 little spades.
No one ever accused Jill of not being aggressive.
No, that is Jill would rather go for a number than miss a game.
That's right.
That's for sure.
Well, at the other table, they also did the double, but that was Anam, and Anam's also fairly aggressive.
Yes. So the other table though that was the one where went 2 diamonds, some sort of weak transfer, and the next hand tried to bid 3 hearts as a do you have a heart stopper for 3-0? I can believe that the north hand wanted to play 3-0 opposite a heart stopper and the ace of diamonds.
And it went double, redouble, and most people play redouble says, yes,
I have the heart
ace.
stopper. Right.
I have the ace. I have a non-positional stopper. So if you want to bid 3-0 from your side to protect other things, go ahead.
Go ahead, but somehow they didn't connect
But
up on the
maybe
rest of the page.
They weren't on the same page there.
Right. They were going to 3-0 was down 1 probably.
Well, as you suggested, Carrie's bid only 4 diamonds.
Right.
She has a lot of side losers. A beautiful suit, but a doubleton heart, doubleton club.
He's already one down at 4 diamonds. So the question is, if it goes 4 hearts, will anybody save? No, it went past. It'll go all pass here. If that hand passed, I don't see anybody else bidding. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jill will bid on, but looks like she also has a lot of losers.
Yeah,
And has to be aware of partner. Something's odd that her partner couldn't even scrape up even some sort of double of any sort. Not even, doesn't have 4 spades at all. Most likely, be very surprising for her if her partner had 4 spades.
Well, in this auction, the 1 heart double 3 hearts must be weak.
That
There,
was
is
weak.
that how you guys are playing it?
Yeah, that's so. Okay, 4 diamonds is going to be the final contract.
and
Supposed to
if
be
it-
down 1.
yeah, a heart, a club, and 2 spades.
Which will make an 400, which is a 9, I believe, what's that, a 9 or a 10 in pickup for the, I think a 9, but maybe 10, back to the Baker team after the completion of this hand.
Would you guys like to see the bidding on the last hand for the other table while they're playing this? I don't think there's
Sure.
much to the play.
Another fine 11 count in 3rd shares. And I'm going to open this, of course. And Disa has a double. She's got the best hand at the table. What will Georgia do? Bid a heart? Bid a diamond.
A diamond, whether either it was a transfer or it wasn't.
Oh, look, it's highlighted. Probably is a transfer. Can you, Tracy? Yeah. Yeah.
4
heart.
plus hearts, right. Janice chipped on a spade, and she'll bid herself up to 2 spades.
And Anam, even with her 4 hearts, says, I've done enough. I will await development.
Or wait, if partner can't bid again, I don't need to bid again.
I don't need to be in this one.
Okay, they're done on the other table. If you want me to go back, or we can stay here.
We can
Oh,
go
let's
back to
go
the other
back.
table. So this is board 43. So they got some imps back on the last board. Now it's 2 passes to North with Carrie. I think she'll just open a spade.
What's wrong with 2 spades?
It's probably too good for them.
Heck,
3 spades.
I would open
That
3.
doesn't-
I was just going to say that. It's too
That
good
would
for 2. I'm going to open 3.
Right, that would have been closer. With that solid a spade suit, that doesn't surprise me that much.
And a side 4 card suit. 6-4 is a very powerful distribution.
It is. We would count that as at least a 7 playing trick hand minimum. She easily is in range for 3 spades. Joe's going to raise up the 4 spades, which unfortunately they just have no winners. They're just a small problem.
They have some winners, but they do have 4 aces to lose along the way.
Yeah, shortage of aces here.
Shortage of aces. Yeah, I wouldn't have raised with Jill's hand, no aces. But in the other room, and we're down 1 and 3
3
spades.
spades.
This. Here, the problem is getting those clubs roughed in the dummy, the diamond. Oh, at least now the diamond's been guessed for us. I would not
Diamond's
get.
been guessed, so. Unless Emma sticks in the 8 and goes to the jack or something. She's better play a heart right away. Okay.
Right.
Carrie might be forced to unblock the jack and let her intentions known, though unfortunately, it's so, yeah.
So what does Emma shift to here? I mean, you kind of want to play a trump back with clubs that good, but some things might go away on the
The
diamond.
hearts, yeah, or the heart.
Partner has the heart ace that's going away. And I maybe you have to cash partner's ace.
It might not be going away if we get trumps going. They might be just giving tricks back and forth after a while.
Well, we'll see what Emma decides to do. Turns out partner has the ace of spades, so she can cash her ace of hearts. But then what?
We're gonna play the ace of clubs ourselves first.
And then play trump. Okay.
Maybe we're gonna play a heart next and just hope we have a trump trick somewhere. No, we're gonna play a spade next. All right.
Now with 3 tricks in, Margie might bravely cash her ace, the
She
7th
might
trick.
try to. Otherwise, if she played a spade first, they still are gonna have some. If all the second spade had ever come out of Emma's hand, they were probably gonna wind up a trick short, even if they'd gotten rid of their heart on the diamond.
Right, Emma did well to.
Okay, so
That was
that'll push that board.
So I went and checked on the other match. So you have the Capoletti team and the Wittes team. Right now, Capoletti is up 100 to Wittes's 54.
Well,
One
good
of their
for them. I'm very.
done.
That's it. I would have thought that match would be much closer.
Well, there's going to be a
That
pickup
would
right
be-
now for Wittes,
Okay.
and they have 3 more boards to go. And then for people that are joining, if you're listening, you probably know everything that's happening in Schaumburg right now, but we have the seniors and the women's both competing at the same time. The seniors had 9 teams entered. They're in a match of round robins right now to get down to 8. Currently looking over at that leaderboard, they're in round 8 of 9, and Capelli and Reynolds are the 2 bottoms teams, with Beatty in 7th place. They have only 6, 7.55 and a 9.52. And the Goodman team also has like 10.27. So obviously Reynolds and Capelli are going to need some really good scores in these last 2 matches to pull themselves out.
Only, I thought, how many teams were entered originally? 9 and 8 are qualified?
9.
And
Okay,
4 qualify for the top bracket and the next 4 for the losers bracket.
okay,
Yeah, they're
So
gonna have
you-
the same route that the mix did.
right.
So here we have a 1 spade opener. Raised to 2, and Emma has said double with her perfect
10.
distribution.
Well, she's a passed hand also. So,
And she's not vulnerable.
and that might, Marjorie will bid 3 diamonds and they may just wind up there.
Yep. I don't see Jill bidding again. I don't see Carrie bidding again.
Very unlikely at this vulnerability. Unless Jill trots out something, nope. So,
So
Hey,
what do you lead from the south hand?
well,
Lead partner suit. Yes. our
partner
suit.
suit is right.
Might be
Yep.
important to tap the dummy if they're in a 4-3.
Also playing, one thing about knowing playing with Carrie, if you're gonna lead a trump, it better be right.
I see.
Carrie's least favorite lead from her partner is a trump. No matter what, I mean, there are some auctions that just calls for a trump lead, but she's the antithesis of the person who goes, I didn't know what to lead, I let her trump.
Right.
She is a believer, and when I know to lead trumps, I lead trumps, and only then.
So one of our people in the audience are mentioning that there's a good pace overall, with many rooms finishing with more than 30 minutes on the clock. So to
There
carry
has
it,
been, I've noticed that throughout the play. Whether it's the tablets, I don't know what's occurring. Everybody's
It really
adjusting to playing faster.
depends on the hands. When there are a lot of difficult hands, they don't finish on time.
Okay,
And the tablets are a bit, tricky until they're not tablets. You're playing on a PC and you have to choose whether to drag and drop or double click. But once you're used to it, it feels like playing bridge.
right.
what was your choice, Kitty? I did the drag and drop.
I did too. But still, the computer played a card for me on one hand, and I don't understand how that happened.
Well,
How's this going here?
somehow,
We tapped the dummy, which seems sensible. Margie's cashing her clubs. She's going to rough another spade.
so she now has 2 diamond losers to lose.
And she'll,
And the club's good and dummy, actually. The 9 of clubs is now good and dummy.
wow. She could choose to play a heart to her ace and rough that last spade. And then pitch her heart loser on the 9 of clubs.
Absolutely. That's one choice. She could have tried the 9 of clubs right away to throw her heart loser.
This is more fun. But this does let South get rid of her club so she can rough the club.
Not clear that that helps.
Not clear that that helps at all.
Now it's more important for Kerry to rough this club.
Oh, maybe Margie didn't know it was good.
Yeah. That can happen. We've seen people lose sight of the spots more than once, as we all have occasionally.
Yeah, and she only has to take one more trick to make
She only
this.
has to take one more trick, so they can't do. She's gonna get it
She's
right
gonna
here.
get
So
it
this will be a
right
push.
here.
Okay, that created no swing. Cole team's still up by 32. This will be the last set of this set. The last set will start approximately 15 minutes from now, I believe, approximately 7 o'clock. On the VUGRAPH, at least. They had their break, I think. This clock in here might be fast, could be a little, could be another 20 minutes or so.
Well, everybody's vulnerable. Is Jill gonna open another filthy 11? She's vulnerable. In third seat.
Absolutely.
All right.
So Steve, I think they start play at 4:45 in Schaumburg, and we have a half an hour delay, so it's 5:15. Is that correct? Right? Wait, let me.
You're off by an hour again.
An
That's
hour.
okay.
An hour. Sorry. My brain is dead.
It's currently 5:37 in Schaumburg.
Yeah, 5:37. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Now I had me thinking for a minute. I
they
get
started-
used to
yeah.
being on. I've learned. I'm usually, when Kerry goes to China, I just assume she's 12 hours different than me. That's all. So
No, they start the next set. What is it then? Is it 5:45 that they start up?
Yeah, so approximately 7 o'clock when I've done it here, the one
I'm
time.
impressed. Jill did not open this. Thank you, Jill.
I guess the advantage of my partner opening everything.
So now Emma's in fourth chair with a full 14 count and 4 spades, so she's gonna have to open. Pearson points say so. And does she open a standard 1 diamond, or does she open one of her majors? I think she'll open a diamond. Oh, a
Club.
club.
They're playing
They
some
must be
sort.
playing the short club
They're
system.
playing a short club, yeah.
So her partner's going to transfer to spades, and she likes that a lot. So she'll jump to 2 spades, showing, a good opening bid with 4 spades. But I don't think they'll get any higher.
No.
No transfer. Okay.
No transfer.
So in the other room, Anam did open the south hand.
Right. And like double, so what did Amina open?
A club,
Club
Okay.
double.
1 diamond by Georgia, which was showing 4
Transfer.
hearts. They're playing
Right.
transfers.
Right, sure. Okay, so they've gotten up to 2 spades. Carrie's seen her partner pass, and I don't think Carrie will try and balance here when her partner passed in third chair. Nope, she hasn't. So
Yeah, vulnerable. They don't have to W. When you go down more than 1, it's quite a it can get quite expensive.
right.
So how's 2 spades going to fare? What's South going to lead?
Well,
Probably a club, or is she going to try? Yeah.
let a club. In and of itself, they're off a heart, a spade, a club, and a diamond.
But there's a bit of
But-
play to it.
There's a little play to it, right? Because they have to lead up to the diamond at some point, and they still would have to rough 2. They might make 110. 110 or 140 seems in the bag. Can't tell for sure. Now it's not a real fun hand to shift to from the other hand. But we shifted to a diamond. Now, assumingly it'll be a diamond back, queen of clubs. Now, if she's careful, she'll play a spade to the king first. After the queen of clubs. Cash her club throwing the diamond, and now play a heart. So before she cashes the second spade, she has a chance to have a cross off so they can't take one of her tricks away from her. So there's a straightforward line to 3 here.
So when this finishes, do you guys want to check on the other match? They just had a tenant pickup for the Wittes team. Capoletti's at 100, Wittes is at 64, and they're now on board 44.
Well, sure, we can look into it. They're playing the same
Sure.
hands.
Yep. Oops, so sorry. Let me mute.
That was an interesting combination of plays.
Yeah,
That's-
Margie slightly mistimed this by not cashing the queen
He
of
is.
clubs.
This is going to hold her to 140. I mean, 110.
Yeah, she had cashed the queen of clubs first and then
First.
played ace of spades, spade to the king. She could pitch her diamond loser on a club from her hand.
Yeah, but she needed only to play the spade to the king and then play the heart out so that they couldn't get in with the ace of hearts and draw it around the trump. Stop one of her roughs. That's all. So. Actually, she's now going to lead a diamond up. And that might do the same. Now she has to lose a spade. Still has to lose a spade and a heart.
Right.
So that'll be a 1-in pickup or 1-in pickup for the Baker team, who's going to start the next set down 31. Not much Joe can do here. Probably she's aware of that. But sometimes you'll take never hurts to take an extra minute in case something good could happen.
Right. And they're not in any time trouble.
No,
Although in this form of the way they keep track of the time, you can be in time trouble even if your table is on time.
right. That's a little tricky. I'm a little surprised you're not allowed to know how your side's doing like with a chess clock.
It pops up only when you're in time trouble.
Right. I'm
And
surprised
just for
you're
an
not.
instant.
Right. That's what I heard was one of the problems that you
Yeah,
don't.
they're gonna
Yeah.
fix that for the next
Okay.
one.
Well, fine. That's always progress. So, okay. Well, the Cole team picked up a few more that set. We'll go back and revisit the Capoletti-Wittes match where Capoletti is up by 36. And we're seeing the three diamond hand played again, which made 3 most of the tables so far.
And it looks like the bidding went exactly the same way.
Again, be interesting to see if this time we notice that the club becomes good.
Now here at some point, North-South must have played a trump
They must have played a trump, right?
because the ace of diamonds and a diamond from
And the
declare.
queen of diamonds is missing.
Right.
So now we'll see if Rosie picks up on the 9 of clubs being good. She has. All right, she's elected to overruff this.
No, she wants to get her spade roughed.
Sure. The
And,
5-4 diamonds aren't gonna. She didn't know that if she threw that, she'd be better off.
Look, she knows if she roughs her spade and cashes her ace of hearts, she has
Hearts. Yep.
9 tricks, make your contract.
Absolutely.
First. This is not match points, although we've all won and lost matches by an imp or two. So you gotta still keep an eye on that.
Those little imps are a lot more costly at Swiss teams when suddenly the 3 or 4 is a couple victory points.
Yeah, or in a round robin, like they're
Sure.
playing.
Again, with the victory point totals, depending on the number of boards, it's a decision. One time things not very talked about is when do I take a safety play to risk it? At what percentage do I need it to be?
Right.
If it's a 3% chance that this could happen, and I lose an empty the rest of the time, is it the right play? So no swing on this one. This will bring us to the final board of this set. Tracy, thank you for doing this. We're all learning about Zoom over time. I had a lot of Zoom meetings on things during the COVID era. So
It was a pleasure commenting with you, Steve.
thanks.
And wonderful to see you again.
Yeah.
And thanks, Tracy, for doing the tech part.
Of course. And as soon as we finish here, guys, I'm just going to look at the scores on the seniors really quick and just see where they're at because they're in the middle of play on that round. The next, so in a half an hour from now, we'll have the fourth segment of 8 in the women's.
Well, this is a fun little auction.
Allison never being shy.
They
So the
showed 4 hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So she's right in there with her 2 hearts. How many spades is Sherry gonna bid?
2 was plenty. We're not clear then how much Rosie showed with 1 spade, so. But
Right.
we're up to 3 hearts now.
Oh, excitement. How's that gonna do? 2 club losers, a spade loser.
3
Oh, no,
spades.
the hearts are not friendly. 3
Okay.
spades. Now
3
this is
spades timed up.
hard, careful play to make.
It will take some careful play, right? And the same club lead from the other table, okay? We feel a little better about having to play hearts with Joanne now. At least my partner's bid them.
Right.
We realized that my partner probably has 4 hearts for their 2 heart bid. So either it's stiff ace in declare's hand or my partner has it.
Right. So she can play heart back fairly easily
Right.
and not break those diamonds for declare.
Right. But she's gonna pound the club back. Joanne and her husband are owners of 2 of the very active clubs in the Boca Raton area.
Huh. It looks like Rosie is playing ace of spades, spade to her hand.
And that may cause some problems.
She can lead the jack of clubs to pitch a diamond and then lead a diamond up.
But now they'll take their queen of spades. Prevent one of your diamond roughs. Got into the same position the other people got to by accident.
Right.
But this one could be for a down 1. And Allison needs to rise up here.
And
And
ace
catch her
of
queen,
spades it.
right?
Mhm.
Take the queen of spades,
Right.
play the ace of hearts, and let partner in, let partner know. Unless you've she might actually have to underlead her heart now. Partner has she now
Yep,
has
yeah.
she can't afford to play ace of hearts now.
She has to underlead it.
She has to underlead it. All right, she's done well. She's played the jack. That'll be every bit as effective.
Good play.
Protected her partner, realized her partner probably had that card. So that'll be a nice little, what about a 6M pickup back to the Capoletti team? No way to untie, nothing good can happen here.
Yeah. Roseanne's going down one.
Oops. And that'll mean Capoletti will start the set with a 41 imp, 42 imp lead. So the senior round robins. Tracy, going to give us a quick report on that?
Yep. So again, we ended up this with Cole 103 to Baker at 72 and Capoletti leading with 106 to 64. In about 20 minutes from now, they should be starting up again. But let's look really quick over at the seniors and what the running scores are. I think they're in the middle of the 8th set right now, and they still have one more after this.
Right.
And they're doing 10 boards. So they're going to be knocking out whatever the bottom team. And right now, currently it's Reynolds, but any of these 3 teams are very close. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking over here to the right. I'm sorry. It looks like it's going to be probably the Reynolds team.
The Reynolds team, unless they're.
Yeah, sorry. I was looking in the wrong spot. So.
Now, is there the gap between 5th and 4th and 5th, 4th and 3rd, though, is pretty close among even 3rd through 6th could change pretty easily on the 9th round right now.
And Lewis and Law, who are lying 4th and 5th, are playing in the final match, in the final round. So
Okay. So
may determine who stays in the top 4.
And who does Goodman have in the final round?
I'm not sure.
And let me see, is there a place for us to see that?
Yeah, I think Wolfson and Hammond are playing the final round also. I could be wrong.
Well, you have to deduce it by who has played who so far.
Yeah.
It's possible it was in the bulletins of who.
No, they love to surprise you. But if you look to see who's played who, okay, yeah, round 9. Lowell's playing Lewis. Beatty has a sit out. Capelli plays Wilson. Goodman is playing Reynolds, the last place team. So, and Hammond is playing Lusky.
Okay.
So,
And it looks like Capelli is having a really good round against Beatty at the moment. So. And then what were the close matches? It was Lusky and Lowell, did you say, or Lewis?
I said Lowell's playing Lewis in the last set, and they're currently lying 4th and 5th.
Okay. And
In
Lewis
the
is
standings.
losing right now, but Lowell is up in this match.
Right.
But there's still a few boards to play.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And as we know, it's much easier to go down the USA1 route than the USA2 route. Okay, well, thank you guys.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy
Okay,
all. I'll be watching the 4th set with whoever's broadcasting. So
Okay.
thank you all.
Steve, you can probably use the same link to jump right in if they need your expertise about Gary's bids.
I like to let people do their own thing unless they request me.
Right. Are you
I'm
doing
like
the
you.
tech? Are you doing?
Kitty,
the
I'm
tech?
like you.